Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Sabrina is in San Antonio. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hi. So me and my husband, we are on baby step 2. We're almost done. We have about $12,000 left on our car, and my husband keeps trying to convince me that we should trade it in because we have, I guess, equity in it right now. And so we have $12,000 left. I Kelly blue booked our car. It's around $22,000. He is thinking we should upgrade to a bigger vehicle. So this value of the new vehicle would be $25,000. So about $3,000 more. And so I just wanted to see your opinion. I refuse to go to the lot because I don't, want to make a bad decision. So we have about 6 months left projected until we pay it off, and he just thinks we should trade it right now, and we're going to pay it off regardless this year. So that's kind of his mindset. I just want to get your opinion.
How old are you guys?
We're 29, 28, and we've done the stupid 10 years of car payments, and I'm so over it. But he just thinks we should upgrade to the biggest one, which is the Yukon. Right now we have a GMC Acadia, so he's wanting the more.
Why do you need to upgrade?
His reasoning, or the big reason would just be more room. We have 4 kids, and so there's really no trunk space. So I know it's silly, but
you do know they have large SUVs that are cheaper than 20, don't you?
Yes.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
Okay. So part of the problem is we are not on baby step 2. You are.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's wanting to stay into debt, it sounds like. He's trading in one car payment for a slightly bigger car payment.
Yeah, like his view is, because I told him, the way Ramsey does it is we cash flow and then we trade it in and then we pay the difference. And he's like, well, why don't we just do that now and then pay it off all at once? But I'm like, no, I'm so ready to be done. And he's like, it's just $3,000 more. And I'm like, well, that's just.
Well, the dealer's not going to give you 22 for it if you trade it in.
No, that's true too. But let's just stay with the concept for a second. The concept though is he's willing to continue to borrow money to get what he wants.
Yep.
When he wants it.
Yes.
You got a 5th kid in the family. You didn't even know it.
Yes.
Mm. So I don't think the car is the issue. I think the car is revealing the issue that you all are not on the same page.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And if I'm you, that's what's disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's what you would really do if you wanted a bigger car. You would buy an $18,000 one instead of a $25,000 one. And that would get you out of debt faster, and you'd have a bigger car. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think we have a discussion. I think the two of you need to have a discussion about the fact that the way you feel about debt and the way you feel when he acts this irresponsibly and contrary to what you believe and how you thought we were, it sounds like this, honey, I thought we were agreed that we were getting out of debt and staying out of debt. And now you're coming in here and extending the time that we're in debt to buy something that we obviously can't afford. Why didn't you come in here and suggest we buy something $18,000 that is larger? Because there's $18,000 SUVs out there. Agreed?
Agreed, yes.
Yeah. And why didn't you bring that in? And then we'd have had something to talk about, because that gets us out of debt faster and we get a larger car. But instead, you're scaring the crap out of me that I'm going to have to struggle with you the rest of our lives on this money issue. This is really scary for me. And you ought to bring that up to him that way.
Okay.
Because you don't really, you laughed, but you don't really want to be married to a little boy. You want to be married to a man that's walking along beside you.
Yes.
Shared goals. And it's not cute that you're the mommy. It's not fun for you. That's why I asked how old you guys are, because I was a little bit thinking you were a lot younger, honestly. like you were 22 or something, and he still hadn't grown up, you know. But maybe he's 29, but you know, no, I would not go along with this. I would not go to the dealership. I will not sign this. I don't believe in it. You're scaring the crap out of me. But the car's not the problem. The problem is that you would bring this in here knowing how that's going to make me feel, that you disrespect me on that level. If I'm you, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It'd be like, you know, let's pretend Sharon Ramsey came in and suggested we borrowed money. Can you imagine how that would go? You know, I mean,
I'd get pay-per-view tickets to see
yeah,
that.
that would be a hillbilly knockdown. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. That'd be a one of those fights, right? But I mean, obviously we've had those fights long ago in our marriage. We got past them, but I want you, I'm really concerned that you use this opportunity to get the two of you on the same page more than I'm concerned about the car transaction. And maybe bringing up, we could buy one for 18. Why didn't you bring me that? Is a good way to start talking about it. But most of all, if I were you, I would talk about how it makes you feel when he, you know, how it makes you scared that he, you know, he's going to mess up everything after you guys have worked so hard to get it cleaned up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, at least he didn't come in and go, I want to borrow $60,000 and buy a brand new something. You know, he didn't say that. So he's still thinking he's
Silver lining.
Still think he's going to get it paid off in a year, but you know, that means he's kind of like a 2, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
He didn't take it all the way to
We'll make the
DEF CON.
problem slightly worse.
Yeah. But the big problem is that that's a slippery slope. I mean, once you stick your toe in that water, the vortex will suck you in. You know, it's just like, it's hard to go on the lot of a car dealer and not leave without a car.
It is dangerous.
It is, because they're fabulous cars.
And they're
I mean,
great
even
salespeople.
even if the salesman sucks, the cars are fabulous.
Start looking at these new features, and you're like, oh, man.
We got a lot more room. These little kids are on top of each other. I'm having to, you know, the one benefit, though, of having them on top of each other is you can discipline them all at once.
That's easier.
You can
One
reach them,
arm.
you can reach them all.
That might be that's the parenting style Dave used to do back in his day.
I did. I grew up in the day when your mother would reach across the back seat and you could not find a way. You could not get away. There was no escaping. There was no dodging.
It's hard to do in the Yukon.
It was within reach. I'm just saying. Well, some of them have automatics that do that now. Automatic moms. They just
Is that a thing?
I'm kidding.
That's a feature moms would pay for.
Yeah, I would pay for it as a grandparent. But there you go.
Just zap you in the seat if you're misbehaving. Just a little zzz.
Zip, zip, zip. There you go.
Oh, so yeah, the key here is either sell the car private and she'd have $10K left after that, and they'd save up and pay for a car with cash, or wait, pay it off, then they can sell it and upgrade with cash. Either way, we're upgrading
or if you
with
want
cash.
to reduce the debt, okay. She said she owes 12.
It's worth 22.
And if you sold it for 22, and you bought something for 18, you would only owe 8. You know, and you pay that off in less than a year.
Yep.
But that's not really the strategy. The reason for bringing that up is to point out that he didn't bother to go that direction.
It was going
If he'd
up.
have gone that direction, I'd have actually maybe gone with him. You know, I said, sure, yeah. You want to move up in car and down in debt? Yeah,
That's a plan.
Up in size, but not in value.
Yep.
You actually move down in value and down in debt, but up in size. Yeah, I'm for that. It's like people call up and say, you know, we owe $12,000 on our car and it's worth $12,000 or $10,000 or whatever, or, you know, but it's a, you know, we have a tiny little Honda or something, and we've got like 2 kids on the way. What are we going to do? Well, you can move to a $12,000 van. It's a break-even scenario. But don't go further in debt. People use all these events to justify going further in debt.
It's so easy to justify going into debt, especially cars. Well,
Yeah.
Dave, it's for the safety and reliability.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's for you.
It's for you. It's for you, little boy, little girl.
I want my truck. That's
want my
how they
truck.
sound.
I want my
That's all I
truck.
hear.
My truck.
I'm sure your
say that one more
grandkid sounds
time.
like that.
Say that one more
I
time.
want my truck.
My truck.
That's Dave's grandkid right there.
This is the Ramsey Show. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.